I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot going on here. Right out the gate. Am I the asshole for taking my clothes off at the Cheesecake Factory? Poo mode activated. For those not aware, Cheesecake Factory is a restaurant known, as as you might imagine, known for having a lot of cheesecake. I prefer just a plain old cheesecake. You know what I mean? I tried their tiramisu cheesecake because tiramisu is like my favorite dessert ever, but it was too, as crazy as it sounds, cakey. That being said, they do also have pasta dishes that have like 3,000 to 4,000 calories. Maybe not 4,000 calories, but they're known for having quite the portion size, or at least quite the calorie counts. But they're not terrible. I look at them as like a glorified Applebee's, but it is what it is. That's probably going to make the Cheesecake Factory people get super defensive. But it is a chain, but it is what it is. So me and my BF, we're celebrating our 1 year anniversary and went out to dinner to celebrate. My BF planned it as he knows how much I love the Cheesecake Factory. I really love their cheesecake. This becomes important later. Okay? When you end up taking off your clothes, do you take off your clothes for the cheesecake? That's a bit far. Well, everything was going fine and we were having a good time until an elderly man at the next table scooted his chair out just as our server was approaching, causing him to stumble and spill hot coffee on me, down my back. It was obviously burning and startled me, so I instinctively screamed and pulled my shirt up. I'm pretty small-chested, so I don't typically wear a bra, and obviously I wasn't thinking about that when something hot was running down my back, burning me, so I basically flashed all those at the tables around us. Yes, I was embarrassed, but at the time, it's just boobs. I pulled my shirt back down right after realizing what happened, but it was up for about 15 seconds. The server apologized over and over, but it wasn't their fault, and it was all just an accident. So no, I would not consider you to be an asshole in this situation for instinctively pulling your shirt up and off of you to potentially try to get the burning hot coffee off of your skin. I think that's blatantly odd. You never really know what you're going to do in a situation where you're going through extreme pain. I would do the same thing, but I don't have breasts, so it wouldn't be as controversial. Well, anyway, after this, my BF wanted to leave, like immediately leave. He said that I was being overdramatic for the way I reacted in the situation, and maybe I was, but it did startle me really bad, and it did burn. He told me I had put on a show for everyone in the restaurant, especially since I screamed when it happened, and that we need to leave. My guy, she had burning hot coffee spilled on her. Like, the waiter spilled burning hot coffee all over her, and she screamed and instinctively removed her shirt so that it would burn less. Dear God, this is the thing, right? Because there's sometimes the idea of like, hey, stop being a jealous boy. If you're confident, then you shouldn't care about this and this and this and this. And there's like levels and there's lines and all this. But like, if you're so uncomfortable and inconfident, I guess, inconfident, whatever, you get the idea. You get what I'm saying here. If you lack the confidence to just like, not get super worked up because your girlfriend removed her shirt because it was covered in burning hot coffee, and you're embarrassed because she screamed when burning hot coffee was spilled on her, then you really do have a confidence issue that needs to be worked out with. Like she had hot coffee spilled and he's pulling like you put on a show for everybody type deal, which is so crazy. I told him it's not that big of a deal and that I really want to stay to get cheesecake because it's my favorite. I eventually even offered to try to get some to go, and he was dead set that we need to leave and didn't understand why I wasn't mortified. I mean, I guess I would be a little embarrassed, like if somebody spilled on my pants and I took off my pants and then all of a sudden my, things were hanging out. I'd probably be like, oh, ugh. I'd probably also get charged with a crime. But I'd like to think that most people could potentially understand, because I wouldn't want burns. Burns sound, I don't know how hot the coffee was, but obviously it's going to be hot coffee. It's not going to be a McDonald's level of hot coffee like it was for that old lady who was able to sue because she got like, I don't know, 3rd-degree burns. Like literally skin graft worthy burns. But, you never know how you're going to interact or react, not interact, but react in a situation where you're put in like a lot of pain randomly out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Especially like the scream. How's he going to get bothered by the scream? We ended up staying, but for the rest of the date, he kept saying that the men at tables near us were staring at me and probably thinking about me inappropriately, But I said it wasn't my problem if they're being gross, which is true. Um, they get a they got a minor view. They might have also been looking over because she just had hot coffee spilled on her, and maybe they're thinking. I mean, I'm not gonna downplay that there might be some dudes there who are just like, maybe it'll happen again, and I can see some boobs. But like, there's also probably people. It's kind of like a car accident where people keep looking over. They most likely don't want to see somebody dead on the road, but they keep looking anyways. So, you know, when we got in the car, he told me I ruined our anniversary for making him sit through that, and we should have just left, and that he can't believe I would choose a piece of cheesecake over his comfortability. We argued in the car the whole way home about it, and now we haven't spoken at all day. Am I the asshole? I would not consider you to be the asshole here, and the main reason is because I think, like, truth be told, I've been put in situations where I've been put under extreme pain, and you never know. Like, your flight or flight kicks in, and you never know. You might start punching the waiter. That might be me. I might get so pissed off at the pain. I might start looking around. I might start punching the old man whose chair, knocked him over. That's not true. I don't want to say that. For clarification, so I don't get in trouble, I would not do that. However, maybe. Not the asshole. Whipping off the effective clothes is honestly what you're supposed to do when you get hot liquid on you. That makes sense. You want to get that shit away from your skin ASAP. A few seconds can absolutely make the difference between a first and second and third degree burn. Nobody tried to call the cops on you for indecent exposure, so clearly everyone else understood that taking your shirt off wasn't inappropriate in context. And frankly, after getting hot coffee spilled on you, you deserve some dang cheesecake. You earned that cheesecake. Fair enough. I imagine if I sort by controversial, there's going to be people calling it fake, as is tradition on this subreddit. Women's chest need to stop getting sexualized. You have a shirt dripping with coffee and just did a striptease for the room. I think it's time to go home and change. Get your cheesecake to go. There's been enough cheesecake for the evening. Whether it was another customer's fault, I hope the waiter apologized and calmed your meal. He refused to let her get cheesecake to go and judge her for even wanting it. Also, striptease is a bullshit term to use here. Striptease. Yeah, the idea of just calling it a striptease. I could understand the idea of getting the coffee to go, but or not the coffee, but the cheesecake to go. But should she then sit in the coffee for the entire time waiting for the cheesecake to show up? I mean, my first reaction would be to remove the clothing. I'm going to be 100% real with you. Like, immediately you're thinking, ow, 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 it hurts. You want to move it immediately. I'm sure a lot of people think that if a piping hot liquid was thrown at them, that they would have the wherewithal to run to the bathroom and then take off their clothes. But I seriously think they overestimate, like, every story. Yeah, I don't believe this happened at all. Nice try, though. Every fucking story. She isn't lowering her shirt 15 seconds later. It would be excusing yourself to the restroom to check her skin, dry her shirt, get the coffee. Oh my God. Every single story. Lack of comprehension shown in the comments. Every single fucking story on this goddamn website is, every single time I go to controversial, no, this isn't real. This isn't real. Every single time. Jesus Christ. No sense of imagination. Your boyfriend cared more about the fact that you have breasts that other people saw for maybe 15, 30 seconds over the fact that you've been burned. Let's go ahead and find the person that's calling you an asshole. Did he even ask if you were okay? Everyone at this point is well aware that a super TikTok trend is pretending like something bad happened to you and lifting your shirt to show your tits. Huh? I must have missed that trend. That classic TikTok trend. Frankly, I don't believe you. I think you know exactly where you were doing and you got called out for it by getting burned. You got burned by coffee? As a small-chested woman, I promise you we aren't ever trying to show off our tits. She knew what she was doing when she got burned, and in a panic reaction, she just lifted what was burning her literal skin. The last thing you'd want to do is stay there to eat cheesecake because hot liquids on skin hurt like fuck, especially since you did nothing to actually remove the liquid and you lifted the front of your shirt, not the back where the coffee was spilled. You're the asshole because, oh my God. I feel like it's not Like Reddit does this thing where they try to find reasons for it to potentially be fake. Yeah, she lifted the shirt. She might have just lifted it just enough for the hot liquid to not hit. She lifted it up for 15 seconds and it cooled down enough for it to not, I guess, completely burn her to death. But it is what it is. Loosely, who knows? But everything is fake. You're the asshole. You had a completely normal reaction to having hot coffee spill on you. I would also rip my shirt off to get the heat to dissipate. However, you made your boyfriend uncomfortable. You may not believe his reaction was reasonable, but you don't get to choose his feelings. He was embarrassed. He was uncomfortable, and you made him stay in that position for an entire meal. We do not get to choose the reasonableness of our partner's feelings. I mean, true, you should break up with him, though. That's what I would do in that situation. Like, I just got fucking almost third degree burned, bitch. Or first, or second, who knows? Like, I'm going to be real with you. I'm not thinking you're the asshole in that situation. In a state of panic while being burned, you threw off what was burning you. 10, 15 seconds later, when the initial shock wore off, recovered quickly. Not sure how this was sexual in any way. I don't even know how someone could get jealous of it. He should have been making sure you were okay. That being said, yes, you should have left. He was clearly uncomfortable, and oh my god, dude. Dude was fucking burnt up. No, I disagree. I'm going to have to hard disagree. How fake is this story? OSP, your posting history is basically zero. Probably because it's a throwaway. Here's the thing. I don't understand why people, like, I know that somebody commented about, like, somebody selling their Reddit account. But, like, do we really think that there is a farm going on where people are making brand new accounts with, title or names like Technical Stake 6535? They're making these brand new accounts in order to farm karma so that they can sell this account with 2,625 post karma, which I'd imagine, clearly thousands and thousands of dollars worth. I mean, if that's the case, then I can sell my account for lots of money simply by posting just the most tame shit. Like, just go to a video game sub and post, I like this character. I've been having a lot of fun with this character. I'm telling you, you'll get upvotes. I wanted to try to find that one person, if this actually happened. You lifted the front of your shirt when the coffee was on your back. Then you stayed wet shirt. Hold on. She took the shirt off. It's kind of hard to lift the shirt away from your back. I can't believe people think this occurred. Well, it is. I am on the asshole where everything on the planet is fucking fake all the time, 24/7. Pretty unpopular opinion here, but I'd say the same thing if you were a man or woman. If you had hot coffee spilled on your back and had to go shirtless in public, albeit temporarily, it's time to go home and get yourself a change of clothes and have your partner check your back for burns. Continuing to sit and eat cheesecake is just silly while you're wet and potentially injured. She does mention that her BF had a jacket, so she went to put that on. Okay, so she did change. She changed into his hoodie. Nobody believes this. I believe it. I believe that there is I tell you what, I believe that this probably happened at one point. Get mad all you want. But it is what it is. Not for how you reacted. Sorry you got burned, and the way you reacted to the hot coffee is really what you're supposed to do when you get burned. But you should have seen how uncomfortable he was and left. I don't know, man. Sometimes the need for cheesecake outweighs the need to or the worry of embarrassing your significant other after you received some pretty intense burns. I don't know. We're all different people though, right? Surely my opinion won't cause people to go into a fit of rage.